All right, what's up, y'all? AWB, we back at it. And I got a video pulled up. It's gonna be from the Police Files channel, and the title of this video is "When Idiot Cops Make That Final Mistake," or make their final mistake. I don't know if you can see the shirt. But, I got the AWB shirt. Let's go ahead and get started.
I thought they were going to come through the wall.
In the car.
You're insane! You're insane! You're insane!
I need you to open the door.
I told you, man. That's not.
Cops have a duty to protect people and make them feel safe. But what happens when they misuse their power and mistakenly attack innocent people?
Get over here right now.
Here are instances when cops made their final mistake and suffered the consequences for knowingly hurting the wrong suspect. When Officer Williams was dispatched for a domestic disturbance, he had no idea what he was about to walk into. As he and his colleague approached the house, they noticed movement through the kitchen window. Inside,
Back this up. I didn't have the volume playing on the video. I had to switch it out now. Fix it.
They hit that wall so hard, I thought they were going to come through the wall.
In the car.
You're insane! You're insane! You're insane!
I need you to open the door.
I told you, man. That's not.
cops have a duty to protect people and make them feel safe. But what happens when they misuse their power and mistakenly attack innocent people?
Get over here right now.
Here are instances when cops made their final mistake and suffered the consequences for knowingly hurting the wrong suspect. When Officer Williams was dispatched for a domestic disturbance, he had no idea what he was about to walk into. As he and his colleague approached the house, they noticed movement through the kitchen window. Inside, a male and female seemed to be in a heated exchange. But before they could make out more, the front door swung open. A woman, later identified as Leanna Beam, stepped out and quickly shut the door behind her. Officer Williams asked Leanna what was happening inside. Leanna, with a calm yet tense demeanor, assured the officer that everything was fine. There was nothing to worry about. However, as she spoke, Officer Williams couldn't help but notice something wasn't right.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Officer Craig with Adams Park County Police Department. We got a call about a domestic disturbance here.
No, the dogs are back there, but we're fine.
Okay, but can you tell me what happened?
We're just mad at each other.
Okay.
Just screaming. We scream a lot.
Can we can we get him to come out?
What? No.
What do you mean now?
No.
Okay. So you can go over here and talk to him for me, please. But we need for him to go and step up.
No.
Okay.
No. Please don't.
So we're mandated by the state. We have to talk to him.
We gotta talk.
That's a lie.
Please.
Yep.
He's fine.
So she's telling you she's fine. It's all over. But yet they're gonna look like they're about to violate her right now.
I'm
Okay.
Here, come over here and talk to
So
him.
let her talk to him.
No, I would not like to. Please.
Yeah,
No,
so-
you guys don't have to. Please. I know
We
you
do.
don't.
Ma'am.
For
Yes, we
this
do.
we do. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So do you go whatever that stuff over there and talk to him?
No, I would not like to.
So I need you to though.
Right.
Right now, because I need you guys to tell me what happened.
Nothing.
So look, I can see there's blood on your hand.
Yeah, That's his.
I
But
understand. So,
cut his hand on the door. No,
Ma'am,
please.
ma'am.
No, this is my
the last.
house.
Ma'am,
No,
ma'am,
no, this is my
Hey,
house.
ma'am, I'm done talking. Come over here
No,
now.
this is my house.
Done.
Or you go to.
This is my house. Why are you opening my door?
Huh?
This is not.
Violation. They violating her right now. She's saying this is my house. She's like, no, we're gonna go in your house right now because whatever reason they have.
Okay. So, my house. Why are you opening my door?
Huh?
This is not.
Open the door.
Okay. So,
I'll videotape you.
Okay, well, you need to open the door, okay?
Open the door, man.
You do. We're here.
It's no reason. So they're talking to him right now. So I don't know what the problem is. She just said he's not saying help, I need help. She didn't say help, I need help. So what they're doing right now makes no sense. They're not there to help anybody, obviously.
my house.
Can you unlock the door, man, so we can talk to you?
No, why am I being held?
Stop. Stop,
No.
or you're gonna get on the ground. That's
Why
my
would I?
final warning to you. Stop.
This is my house.
You can stop.
No, you guys are f***ing wrong. You're at my house.
And she's right, they are wrong. And they know that they're wrong, but they just gonna keep going anyway. But it's not like they don't know they're doing the wrong thing right now. They know.
It was clear that something serious had happened, and Leanna, likely in danger, was probably being threatened by her husband, later identified as David Priest. David just stood inside, refusing to let the cops come in, likely trying to hide something from them. Just when it seemed like the cops were handling the situation well, Officer Williams did something shocking.
It don't look like they was handling it well.
Attempt to calm Leanna, who was distressed and hesitant to let the cops come inside, likely because she feared what would happen if they left, Officer Williams started being very aggressive towards her.
I'm being handcuffed at my house. Don't handcuff me.
I told you to stop, didn't I?
My house. I'm being handcuffed at my house. Don't handcuff me.
I told you to stop, didn't I? Get up.
This is my house. What are you doing?
Open the
This
door,
is
man.
my
Huh?
house.
Gotta open the door.
Yeah. Hey, man, you need to come open the door.
I'm good.
Open the door.
I'm good.
Open the door, man.
Sir, we are here investigating.
I have not done anything wrong.
I need so look.
I put myself on my own door.
I know, so come out here and tell
I'm not,
me.
because I
You gotta tell me.
I know what y'all did.
I understand, man. So tell me.
I didn't do anything.
I understand. So let us help you,
No, I will. Outside my door.
So
I'm
there's-
protected.
brother. There's all on the
It
door,
doesn't matter.
and there's on you. We need to talk to you, man.
Trespassing.
No,
we're
we're not. I need you to open the door,
You're
man.
trespassing.
I need you to open the door.
I'm not, dude. I'm
Hey,
not opening
you
the
open
door.
the door.
You gotta open the door, man.
I'm not opening the door. And you know, as soon as she busts this door open, man, I'm gonna lock this one. You can't get into it. It's gonna go public.
That's all.
I'm not doing this.
You
guys.
need to open the door. You gotta open the door, man.
We didn't do
You
anything wrong.
gotta open the door, my guy.
We called the cops.
You gotta open the door. He's gotta open the door.
While Officer Williams was trying to take Leanna to the police car because she was being detained, two other cops were still trying to convince David to let them inside. David asked to speak to a supervisor. The cops ignored his request. Maybe David was the bad guy in the situation, but the cops still have a duty to call the supervisor just because it was part of their job policy. However, this wasn't the only time these two cops failed to follow the rules. They also refused to identify themselves when David asked them to. At that moment, they weren't much better than David, who had likely been mistreating his wife. If you listen closely, you can hear Leanna's cries in the background while Officer Williams tries to drag her to the police car.
We're here to investigate a domestic disturbance.
You're investigating, not
And you need to open the door. We're not trespassing.
You are trespassing, bro.
Okay. All right.
I know my rights.
Okay. That's fine. Yes, sir.
I'm about to grab my other phone.
Nope.
Come in my house.
You need to just stay right here. You need to stay right here.
I know.
Do not leave anywhere. I need to see you. You have a phone, so stay right there.
Okay, then I'll call them.
Dude, I need you to open the
Just
door.
open the door, man.
Can y'all please call y'all supervisor?
No, open the door. Brother, look.
Open the door.
We can help you if you can help us. You need you to open the door, brother. You gotta
We're making it more complicated.
That's fine.
So open the door, man.
I know
Open the
my
door.
right.
Open the door, man. But you need to open the door.
Please call your supervisor.
I need you to open the door, man.
They will not call their supervisor.
I need you to open the
They will
door.
not call their supervisor.
Brother, I need you to open the door so we can investigate.
Can I have your badge number?
Yeah, you can. I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay,
You open the door.
I don't have to open the
Yes,
door.
you do, man. Open the door. Brother, you're gonna have to open the door, man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. They both said leave, the husband and the wife. No matter what they got going on, the husband and wife said they're both okay and they don't need help. And basically, at that point, the police should leave. But you see right now, what are they doing right now? Who are they helping? It makes absolutely no sense right now. They there and they say, "Oh, come open the door. Come open the door." The guy said, "No, I'm not gonna." It is ego. I'm not gonna open the door. So at that point, she's not gonna open the door and he's not gonna open the door. Either get a search warrant or that's it. Y'all need to leave. But you see the situation they in now. Now it's an ego battle. You're gonna open the door and let us in because we telling you to. It's basically what they saying. Because it don't seem like they're trying to resolve anything right now.
Open the door.
Open the door. Open the door.
You gotta open the door. Right now it's obstruction, man. I need you to open the door. Open the door. Open the door. I need you to open the door. All right, man.
The cops eventually lost their patience and broke down the door. As soon as they did, David tried to make a run for it. But after just a few seconds, he was caught and cuffed. The cops then dragged him to the police car. But if you thought that was the end of the...
So they broke into his house after they keep saying no crime has been committed. There's no crime here. They're dealing with a domestic dispute or whatever situation they were having. And the wife said, "Leave me alone. I don't need your help." The husband said, "Y'all, I'm not opening the door. Y'all leave." Yet they determined that they're gonna break in their house. For what? What are you gonna get from breaking in their house? It makes absolutely no sense what they're doing right now and what's going on. No sense. This is not going to help anybody. This just the city is going to have to pay for this because look like a lawsuit is going to be filed for this breaking entry. That's all they did here. So the only people who committed crimes here were the police.
story, and that all that was left was to figure out what happened between David and Leanna.
So what they had to do was figure out what happened between them. So y'all don't know what happened. So that means is exactly what was just said. They don't know what happened. So they decide they're gonna break in the house. It makes no sense.
You'd be mistaken. As the two cops were bringing David to the car, they came across a pretty shocking scene. Leanna was lying on the ground with Officer Williams standing over her.
You gotta open the door, man.
Open the door.
Open the door.
Okay.
Why do you have to kick it down if you're
Open
Because you are
the door.
refusing to open the door, man. I need you to open the door. I told you, man. Hey, stop! Stop!
Stop. Right now.
Stop.
Stop.
opening the
Or
house.
you get tased.
I will tase you right now. Tase you right now.
So you're gonna take somebody in their own house that you just broke into. The only criminals here are the police. Those are the only criminals here.
I have an officer. really want them to get their. They're chasing. Come on, please. We did not do anything. 3.
All over me.
After 3. They're taking my phone. I'm sorry. God, we didn't do anything. I know, guys. I'm trying to tell y'all that. So I know I'm getting. Can I please? Can you please tell me why I'm being arrested?
Right now, it's
What?
you're detained right now.
For what? For what? Obstruction of what?
Police
This is on my
officers.
property.
For police
This
officers.
is my property, man. Come on. I work at St. Mary's. I know my goddamn rights, dude.
All right, let's rewind a bit and see what happened between Officer Williams and Leanna when they were separated from the other cops. Officer Williams was pretty rough with Leanna, which was strange considering she was the one who needed help, but things got even worse.
So she's the one that needed help, and she ended up on the ground like that, handcuffed. And so if you need help, this is how they help. This is how they help you, by putting you in handcuffs and letting you be on the ground like that. That's their version of help. You know, I just don't see how cops can have this type of mindset. What is going through their mind at this point? It's just insane that these are the people they could continue to hire.
Leanna refused to get in the police car, but Officer Williams acted like there was no time to waste, so he pushed her to the ground. If you remember the earlier incident, this was now the second time Officer Williams did something seriously disturbing.
Get up.
This is my house.
Exactly. So this is alleged. This is an alleged domestic dispute, and look how it ended. Who does this help in this situation? Who do you see this helping? It's crazy, man. Insane.
What are you doing? This is my house. I didn't ask you to come here. Don't put me in that car.
We got a call.
You're going to jail now for obstruction.
From what? You came to my house and you put me in his house. Why are you doing this?
Let's go.
You called us, and we're gonna get you for obstruction because you didn't let us violate you, or you didn't let us do whatever we wanted. We got here, and you said the situation's over. Nothing, it's nothing here. Then you still try to break in the house and get the husband. And the husband said, "No, I'm not gonna open the door. And if you break in here, I'm gonna turn the phone off. So that means this recording of what you're doing is gonna be permanent." And you can see, look what they did on body cam. So they still broke in it. They still broke into these people's house, crying. They tased him with a crime. Look what they did to her. It's some type of assault is going on with her. So this is how cops make any situation 1,000 times worse. It's crazy. What are y'all thoughts on this right now, on what's happening? Because for me, it's just unbelievable, and it looks like they got there to make everything completely worse than it was. They should have left a while ago, but somehow they're still there, still investigating, I guess.
Why you no, and no. You came to my property. And why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Please help me. You just came into my house. I have no problem. You just arrested me for nothing. Why are you doing this?
You're going to jail for obstruction. We already explained it to you.
I literally was at my house. You knocked on my door. Why are you? I honestly don't know why.
You got anything on you I need to know about?
No, I have nothing on me.
Okay.
Why are you doing this to me?
Why are you doing this? Those are valid questions. So they're arresting the person who called them there for a domestic dispute. And they're arresting that person because they feel like it, basically. Because it's no reason to arrest her. They saying obstruction, but what do you mean obstruction? There wasn't a crime here. And a crime that was here, or if it was a crime here, she wouldn't be the one in handcuffs right now. It's just insane that what they doing right now. It makes absolutely no sense. And to think that you have police on the squad who act like this, it's crazy.
No, why are you doing this? Stop.
Have a seat or you can catch another charge. That's your choice.
I have no reason that you should try to be for this.
You can stop. Do not pull away from me.
Look at her. Damn,
get up.
Who's on the ground for nothing?
Get up. Get up. Get up.
No.
Get up.
You used the wrong word.
Get up.
I did.
Then you can stay right here.
Leanna was lying on the floor, desperately asking Officer Williams why he was being so rough when she hadn't done anything wrong. But instead of answering, Officer Williams seemed to be more interested in feeding his ego. He threatened to add more charges against her if she didn't comply, even though she hadn't broken any laws. He reminded her that resisting a cop was a serious offense, but it was clear he was just trying to justify his actions. Despite
And resisting would only be valid if she had actually did something wrong and they were trying to, and she was trying to escape or whatever, but she had done nothing wrong. She shouldn't be in cuffs. So resisting unlawful arrest isn't an offense.
Leanna repeatedly telling him she didn't want him to touch her, Officer Williams refused to let her get up on her own.
Get up.
Stop! Stop touching me!
Get up.
She said, stop touching me, but he wants to be a creep and continue to touch her.
Stop touching me! Stop!
Get up.
No, I haven't done anything.
Stop. Don't do it. And just keep going. This is predatory things that this cop is doing. He's acting as a predator right now.
You're treating me bad. I haven't done anything to you. I really just live here. I don't know why you're doing this. I really don't. I don't. I think you're a good person.
No sense.
The longer you stand here, the more charges you're going to get. Every time I tell you to get up and you don't, that's obstruction.
Why am I getting into charges? I haven't
Get up.
No,
that's one.
Fair. It's not fair.
Get
I
up.
haven't done anything. I haven't done anything.
Get up and get in the car.
Okay. Stop. Do not touch me.
Get up.
Do not touch me. Let me get up on my
Get
own.
up. As soon as you get up, I'll let you go.
Well, don't touch me.
Get up.
Let me get up on my own.
Let's get up.
Please let me get up on my own.
That's two.
Please let me get up on my own. Please let me get
That's
up on
three
my
charges.
Yeah,
Please
get up.
let me get up on my own.
Every time Officer Williams tried to force Leanna into the car, he was being even more aggressive. It was clear that his behavior had crossed the line, and what was supposed to be a rescue turned into something much darker. The cop, who was already supposed to help her, seemed to have completely lost sight of that. Officer Williams, already short on patience, finally snapped and threw Leanna onto the ground.
I have not done anything to abstain.
Get in the car.
Please help me.
I'm trying to be nice. Get in the car.
I literally live.
He said, I'm trying to be nice. That's what he called trying to be nice. Completely violating her. And even when she's saying she don't want to be violated, she telling you to stop. He still continues to violate her. That is beyond creepy. That is psycho.
Of this house. I've not done anything to like.
Get in the car.
No, no. Oh.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
In the car.
No, no. Oh. Are you kidding me?
Get up.
Please get this on video. Please get this on video.
No, please get this on video.
Get up.
No, no, that's my.
Up.
Take my pockets right now. That's my girlfriend, dude. Why'd you throw her down?
Get up.
Why did you do that? If he had an actual reason or a valid reason, he would have said it right then and there. But he knew that it was absolutely no reason for what he just did. And he still, it's like he can't process that. And he's still telling, get up, get up, get up. Like, he is a psycho. It's definitely something wrong with him.
You throw her down.
She was pulling away from me.
Okay.
She was pulling away from me. Why was she pulling away from you? Because you shouldn't have her in handcuffs. You shouldn't be trying to arrest her right now.
So what is that? You're right. I don't
Get up.
I'm a law-abiding citizen. I pay for y'all's goddamn taxes, bro. Come on. This
Now
is
for a
not
second. Can we
y'all.
get in messing around?
Please, man. Stop being like this. For what happened? Search me. I will search.
We don't know. They were covering. We tried to talk to them. She starts fighting with us.
No limit.
It's unknown. Can we get them 1018?
David was furious when he saw his wife lying on the ground and wanted to help her despite the argument they had earlier. But the cops tried to put him into another police car instead. By this time, the neighbors started gathering, all worried about Leanna and her condition. However, Officer Williams seemed to think he had handled things perfectly. He justified his actions by saying she resisted and didn't follow his orders, which in his mind made everything okay. It was shocking he could say something like that with such confidence.
Girlfriend, dog. No, that's my girlfriend. I don't have anything. Check my pockets right now. That's my girlfriend, dude. Why'd you throw her down? Why'd you throw her down?
Pulling away from me.
Okay, so what is that? You're right. I don't have anything on me, guys. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I pay for y'all's goddamn taxes, bro. Come on. This is not y'all. This is not... Please, man. Stop being like this. Search me, dude. I will turn.
Get in the car.
No. Y'all just threw my girlfriend on the ground.
Get in the car.
Y'all just threw my girlfriend on the ground.
It's unknown.
Can you tell me what happened?
We don't know what happened. We don't know.
Y'all don't know
Nope.
what happened. So they don't know what happened, yet they're trying to arrest two people for not knowing what happened, but they're trying to arrest people. That makes absolutely no sense. And for them to think that makes sense and to think that it's justified in any way is completely crazy. Something is wrong with them. I can't believe they're hiring people like this repeatedly.
They called you to this house?
Yep, they were fighting. She had blood on her hands. Refusing to let us talk to him who's covered in blood. She starts pulling away from me. And then that's what happened.
So basically, y'all don't know what happened.
After Officer Williams and the other cops got David into the police car, it was time for Leanna to be put into one as well. She could barely walk or talk, only managing to mumble a few words. Despite how badly she was hurt, Officer Williams didn't seem to think he had done anything wrong. In his mind, everything was justified, even though it was clear that Leanna had been through more than anyone should.
Hey man, we need to put her in the car.
She fell down.
She needs to get in the car. Get up. You gotta stand up. Let's go. Get her up. Get her up.
We have EMS on the way.
Girl, you gotta sit down.
You know, I couldn't imagine this happening to my girlfriend and me being right there. This has to be insane. Could y'all imagine? This still nothing has happened here. Well, they didn't. The only people who committed crimes here were the police. That's it. So you have to remember that the only crimes that were committed here were by the police.
Yeah. Come on.
You gotta get in the car.
Come on. Gotta slide you in. You want to slip her up?
If you can.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, can you give me a hand with? So I have to slam on the ground twice. Give me a hand with. So that way. Just give me a hand so that way you got. So you sit her up. Sit up, okay? Just turn her feet in. They want her to. You gotta close the door because she'll come out. Come. Go ahead. I got it.
Hey, you have.
What?
Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. One second.
Let's go down in the neighborhood. Officer Williams.
What happened?
Hey, you have.
What happened?
Why are you doing this?
Officer Williams started chatting with the neighbors, and let me tell you, there were plenty of them gathered around. I mean, who wouldn't be curious? It's not every day you see something like this go down in the neighborhood. But then Officer Williams started justifying his actions, saying that Lana was arrested because she was too intoxicated. First off, she was barely conscious. Secondly, even if she had been drinking, she was in her own home. And last time I checked, you can do what you want in your own place, right? Leanna's best friend showed up soon after, but Officer Williams stuck to his story, insisting he had done the right thing.
Are you familiar with them at all?
What's been happening in the community because we can help?
Well, I'm pretty sure they're both intoxicated, but right now we have obstruction for her. Blood on both of them. I don't know how I got on them, but
From the house? Dang it. Do you know anything about people?
yeah. We finally got it.
We're here for. We're making sure.
Okay, then we can leave.
Yes, ma'am. Then y'all can leave.
It's just my.
Is this your friend?
My best friend.
So she's very intoxicated and she's going to jail.
Well, you know the relationship.
So she hasn't been searched. I couldn't get that. I literally just got her in the car before.
I think he punched like a window or something, and that's all that
So
I know.
that makes sense for the broken glass noise, but I'll finish filling you in over here. So
No, that's why, because
can we help you?
The girl that's in the car called.
Okay. We'll come over here and talk to you, but you can't walk up on the crime scene, okay? So can you talk to me and tell me what happened?
The only crime scene is the crime that they committed. That's the only crime scene here. The only crimes that have been done here have been by the police, which is insane.
I just got a phone call and they said, "Can you come over here?" And so I just came.
Okay. Well, do you know their relationship, her and that guy?
Yeah, they're boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay. So.
I think he punched.
That's what. Yeah, it was very like jumbled when they called.
How long ago did this happen?
No, that's why, because.
Take a deep breath. Okay.
She called me at 6:00. No, I'm sorry.
Officer Williams continued talking with Leanna's best friend and another woman who also knew Leanna and David. They explained they had spoken with Leanna just a few minutes before the cops had arrived. They told Officer Williams that David had injured his hand during the argument and Leanna was trying to help him. The two women tried to make it clear to Officer Williams that although Leanna and David had quarreled, Leanna never said that David had hit her or anything like that. They were just trying to explain it was a heated argument, nothing more.
And I called her at 5:50. She called me back at 6:01. I missed it. She called me.
Okay, just give me a second, okay? I'm gonna speak to you as well. No, you're fine. But I'm just saying, just.
And then when I called her back,
just take a deep breath.
When I called her back, David answered.
Pause this real quick. So Survival 25, 2025. Put just looked him up. He has multiple people issues. He did this at another domestic investigation, turned off his body cam, and had 38 policy violations. The union helped him get his job back, which is insane that they're helping people like this. They're helping people who obviously have issues. It's obviously something wrong with this guy. But they fought to have him. They fought for him to keep this job. And it's obvious that he doesn't need a job like this. And look what he does when he does have a job like this. You got to know that the people in the police cars now, the people who they arrested, they didn't commit any crime. The only crimes that have been committed here has been by the police, which is insane. It's insane that the police are doing this over and over and over again. And they have a team that helps them not get fired from a job where they're doing stuff like this, which is insane. He was hired at this. He was hired at this police department a month later and faces 2 felonies for this, which is I'm glad he getting charges for this because this was insane. What would make him want to do this? It's no reason. They should have just left. Nothing was being reported. She said nothing went on here. He said nothing went on here. But they're both still trying to violate them. If neither one of them wanted to say anything, then it doesn't matter what the cops are doing there. You can't convince or you can't force them to incriminate themselves. It's insane.
And said, "You need to come over here. You need to come over here."
Okay.
I heard her in the background, but I couldn't tell what she was saying.
Okay.
But something about his hand was bleeding or whatever. So
right.
Like,
it was.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all.
That's all. Were you able to speak to them? And what is her name?
I was Leanna.
Leanna.
She said that he had punched a hole in like a glass, and
He was bleeding.
and that's why we were coming to take him to the hospital because of that. And then I don't know.
Okay.
And that's my best friend, Leanna.
I understand.
So.
Do they live together?
Yes.
Okay.
They live there.
How long have they been living here?
About 7 months, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
I'd
not
say.
sure.
How long have they been in a relationship?
About a year and a half.
And about how old are they?
She's a year older. She's 27 and he's like 26, or it might be 26.
This information that they're getting right now, doesn't matter at all. How long have they been together? He doesn't need to know that. He don't need to know how they met. None of that. None of that matters here. This cop already knows that he committed crimes here. He's the criminal.
Okay. So do you have an idea or reason why that they would the glass would be punched out? Because there's two glasses two window panels that are punched out.
You don't know if the glasses were punched out or not. He doesn't know any of that. He's just making assumptions based on pretty much nothing. You don't know what could happen to that window. And neither one of them said, "Oh, he hit me" or "she hit me." No, none of them said that. So it's the cases. The investigation should be over by now.
No, I don't know.
Have they ever had a history of violence, fighting, arguing?
Like between them two, no. Like I know that he has punched a woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that,
So yeah,
But
there's a
nothing
slight
with
history
her.
of this.
Yeah.
like I
Of
don't
like
know.
them.
He has a slight history of this. They're just getting that from random people who
Get her property and stuff like that. Okay. So you know that's a safety concern because that's your best friend and that's your friend.
Yeah.
So
I'm just trying not to
like what?
yeah. I'm concerned for her.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's fine. That's why
all
we
I got
came.
to say is I don't really.
so they're concerned about her. And the cop.
Yeah, but I
But that's why we came because we got a call. So when we get that call, we're going to respond. And when we responded, they were not at all cooperative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leanna's two friends were very kind and kept trying to explain to Officer Williams that Leanna was a good person and didn't deserve to go to jail. They spoke politely to Officer Williams, probably because they had.
Not only did she deserve not to go to jail because she's a good person, but she didn't commit a crime. Even if she was a bad person and didn't commit a crime, she still shouldn't go to jail. It doesn't matter at that point.
Had no idea what had just happened to their best friend only a few minutes earlier. They were doing their best to protect Leanna, not knowing the situation was much worse than they had thought.
No, I talked to her
not fine.
6:12 is when I actually was in contact
Yeah,
with
and then
her.
6:09 is when I called her back and he answered the phone.
And I saw the
said I
blood
needed to come.
everywhere because she FaceTimed.
Okay, so you saw.
What happened?
I saw, I
As you
know.
know,
Where do you live?
I live over off
For what?
Jefferson River Road.
So you drove over here? Okay.
No, we Ubered over
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
So, and that's why it took us so long to get here because we,
Right. Okay.
this is why we all need to be aware of our rights and know that cops are usually not there to I'm gonna say in this situation they need to know that giving additional information here will not help your friend.
Well, if y'all don't mind just hanging around, but you can't, obviously go near the car.
Oh, no, that's
So
fine.
you can hang out over there somewhere to just get some more information from y'all, okay?
Yeah. And
All right.
she's welcome. I mean, if she could stay with me, she's welcome to stay with me
Does
and
she
my
have to go to
husband.
jail, or-
Yeah, as of right now, that's how it's looking. Okay. Like I said, we tried to be as.
Was it him?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that part, but what I'm saying is we tried to be as, helpful as we could.
They tried to be as helpful as they could. That's him trying to be as helpful as they can. I can't believe that he would even say that, but this just goes to show me how crazy this cop is. For him to be saying that to them is even more crazy. This is what they consider helping. We tried to help her, but she wouldn't let us help her. So we're gonna arrest her and charge her for a false crime. We actually came over here and committed crimes, but we're gonna arrest them anyway. It's basically what happened.
If she called you?
We don't know. That's the thing, we don't know. So once we got the call, that's why we came. It's not like we just, appeared here. So somebody did call. Okay.
What about her dog? Shouldn't I at least?
We'll have to get consent, and like I said, you
But
can't
like
go in the house.
if it comes down to that, like I will take her dogs to my house, my backyard, whatever.
Okay.
Y'all take them over. I'd rather that than.
That's right. We're not gonna leave them. So like we'll have to get her consent to make sure that she's okay with
she
you
would
taking.
definitely be okay with that.
Okay. So like I said, if y'all.
Soon, the sergeant arrived at the scene. He walked over with Officer Williams to where Leanna was sitting in the police car crying. It's hard not to feel sorry for her, given everything she had been through that day. Despite her small size and the fact that she was handcuffed, the cops decided to search her to make sure she wasn't a threat, as if someone in her condition could harm anyone. The whole situation just seemed so unnecessary and cruel.
Hey, how are you? I'm Sergeant Emmett of the Clark County Police Department. What's your name?
Leanna.
Leanna?
Yes, I'd like to go to.
Okay. What's your last name, Leanna? Beam? How do you spell that? B-E-A-M? Okay. So
I don't know why I'm being
okay.
held.
So here's the situation right now. I'm going to explain it to you, okay?
Okay.
So you are currently under arrest for obstruction, okay? You are interfering with an investigation in reference to a domestic incident that we got a phone call about.
It's not,
and then you repeated and it.
So just think about it. She's the one who made the report for the domestic dispute, and she's getting arrested for obstruction. Because y'all, this makes zero sense, and it's even frustrating trying to even explain it because y'all see what's going on and y'all see how crazy this is. I don't have to explain it to y'all. Y'all know that this is crazy and it's insane. Knowing that the cops are the only ones who committed crimes here it's just terrible.
You repeatedly refuse to cooperate with the officer because you're being detained. You're lawfully detained, and when you refuse to comply with an officer at that point in time, and you're resisting and you're pulling and you're trying to run off, you're gonna get taken.
Go home.
Well, unfortunately, that's not an option at this point in time. Okay. Do you have anything on you at all that would get you in trouble? Do you have any guns, drugs, knives, bombs, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Do you have any pockets on what you're wearing at all?
No.
Okay. So is this like a dress kind of thing or something like that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So because you are detained in handcuffs, we have to check you to make sure that you don't have any weapons or anything like that on you. Okay. So would you step out of the vehicle for me so I can use the back of my hand and check you? But you're gonna have to go back in the back of the vehicle. Okay.
Why?
Because you're under arrest.
For what?
For obstruction.
Against what?
Against obstruction of a police officer.
That's not fair.
Well, ma'am, when you refuse to comply, and when they're saying,
came to my house.
yes, ma'am, because we received a phone call in reference to a domestic incident, or we heard broken glass, and we need to investigate the domestic incident, and you interfered with that investigation.
It's my house.
It doesn't matter if it's your house or not. We have a requirement.
Terrible.
Go ahead.
Can't believe it.
I don't like the way you treated. I'm just coming to hang out. No, it's not okay. The way you're treating me is not okay. You not feel bad? I'm not doing anything. I haven't done anything.
Right.
You not feel so bad?
Yeah, this is not helping the situation at all right now. Okay.
Oh my God, whatever you need to do.
Both Leanna Beam and David Priest were arrested and taken into custody. However, Officer Williams was fired May 4th of 2022 because of his behavior. And if you ask me, getting fired wasn't enough. He should have been arrested. No one deserves to be treated the way he treated Leanna, especially not a vulnerable woman. It's clear that his actions went far beyond what's acceptable, and just losing his job doesn't seem like enough punishment for what he did.
So that cop was fired, but he should have been charged too. But at least they fired him. But it's still, he got off easy in my opinion.
Benny Odom called the Idaho Springs police in the middle of the night on May 30th of 2021, claiming that the man in the apartment next to hers was banging on their shared wall and shouting insults at her. She also said that he punched her in the face, knocking her unconscious. The problem was that there were no witnesses. Brittany didn't have a single scratch on her, and she described a punch that supposedly knocked her out cold. But despite all this, a brief conversation with her was enough for the cops to decide it was time to knock on her neighbor's door. This just goes to show how dangerous it can be when cops take one side without knowing all the facts.
No.
Hey, I'm Tim. This is Brittany. That was the neighbor right there. They're the ones that called. Wait. This is Brittany. She's the one that got hit. I live here. This is my friend Brittany. And then this is my neighbor that hit her. I wasn't even here. I was outside. I literally just saw you.
Banged on the door, or through the wall. Bam, bam, bam. And I'm sleeping. Shut the fuck up. And so I came out and was like, what's going on? He busted all my nose, my mouth. All I want to do is hey, what was disturbing you? And he was like, shut the boom.
Was he white, black?
He's white.
Does he have hair?
Yeah.
Bald?
Gray hair?
Yeah, gray hair. He's an older guy. He's maybe about this tall. That guy lives right there in that room, and that's where the wall would go.
He was bang, bang, bang. That's what woke me up.
We just moved in here yesterday, but I saw him last night.
Okay.
The door creaked open, revealing 75-year-old Michael Clark. In a flash, the cops stormed inside, shoving him against the wall so hard that his head hit it with a thud. Dazed and confused, Michael stumbled back into the hallway, barely grasping what was happening. But the cops didn't stop there. Even though he was unarmed, wearing nothing but his boxer shorts, and standing a good 8 feet away, they tased him. The shock was too much for him. Michael lost consciousness and was thrown backward. He was hurt, but the cops weren't done. They decided to be even more aggressive towards him.
I'm going to put my phone in the bathroom, okay?
Okay.
What do you want? What the? Over there. Put it down!
Put it down!
Put it down!
Get on the ground now!
Get out here right now! Get out here!
Get on the ground!
No. They hit that wall so hard, I thought they were going to come through the wall.
What you gonna do?
Okay.
Part's unconscious.
So how do they know if she's telling the truth or not? They obviously they don't. They just act like this. Y'all don't know if she lying or what. Y'all didn't even get his side of what happened or nothing. But you bust in his house and you tased him, and then you drag him out of his apartment. This is insane.
217 Floyd. Party came out with a machete.
Officer Henning made his final mistake when he placed his knee on the man's head and neck as he cuffed him. While Michael lay unconscious in the hallway, Officer Henning did something truly shocking. He entered Michael's apartment, took a sword, and brought it to his own place. It sounds unbelievable, like something out of a bad joke, but sadly, it's the truth.
So they tased this man in his own house, and then the cop goes in there and he steals something out of his apartment. Come on.
Okay.
Sir? 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 Sir, talk to us. Talk to me. Talk to me. Sir, talk to me.
It's insane. So not only an 80-year-old didn't get on his knees, That's why they tased him in, which is it's crazy right now. This is an insane situation.
That big bat that he's holding. That looks like a freaking.
They don't know. They don't even know if she was telling the truth or not. She could have been lying. And look what they do to this man. He didn't answer no question. They didn't question him, nothing. They just went in his apartment and tased him. And then drug him out of his apartment. They didn't even ask any questions. So they don't know what happened. They're just going based on what she said, which is insane. Because they don't know if she's lying or not. What makes her credible? Or what makes what she's saying credible to them at all?
Find that. Did you have to hunt for it?
It was laying right there on the ground when I walked in.
All right. I did not get that down.
Not arguing with you.
I did not get that down.
He said, I did not get that down. Basically, you stole that, is what he's saying. Is basically what he's saying. He basically saying, you stole that.
All right. We're going to sit.
I did not get that down.
I'm going to go down with you.
It was on.
You want him out of cuffs up here?
Okay. Did you go in my apartment look for weapons?
Mr. Clark,
Did you look for and look for weapons?
they don't need to look out in the apartment. It was here in the hallway.
How did they get in the hallway?
When Michael
He's lying. He said, oh, it was in the hallway. No, it wasn't. And you can tell cops just be lying and committing so many crimes. And they're supposed to be law enforcement, but they're the ones who are breaking the law.
finally woke from being unconscious, he mustered the strength to ask the cops what had happened. But instead of answering, they confidently accused him of hitting the woman in the apartment next door. They had no proof of this. They didn't even give Michael a chance to tell his side of the story. And it's unsettling to think about a 75-year-old struggling to catch his breath, being accused of something he didn't do and not even allowed to defend himself.
What is going on? I have done nothing wrong. What did I do?
What's that?
What did I do?
Punch that girl.
Huh?
Punch that girl and then answer the door with a freaking machete, man.
Oh, no, that is absolutely false.
All right. Okay.
That is absolutely false. And basically, it's her word against his. Nobody has proof that it happened there. Even the guy who answered the door with the girl said he didn't see what happened. So it's somebody's word against somebody else's. So if you feel like it, you can call the police and tell them this person did this to me. And whether they have proof of that or not, or whether they do an investigation or not, they're still going to try to arrest that person without even questioning them. Think about how insane that is and how crazy that would be. It's
okay. We're gonna stand you on that.
I did not come after nobody.
Okay. You're dealing with me now. We're gonna go down to the ambulance.
I was just in bed.
All right. We're gonna stand up on the count of three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stand up.
I attacked nobody.
We're gonna sit up front.
I was just laying in bed.
I didn't attack nobody. I was just laying in bed. Okay. That's what I'm saying. How do they know that she was telling the truth at all? How do you know if she's telling the truth or not? Do y'all have cameras or anything? You just going based off of what she said. And you gotta think this is the old man. It's not like It's his character.
All right, sit back. I did nothing. Sit back. Look familiar. I messed up on top there.
Just sit.
I did not cover anybody.
Sit down.
Stand up. Sit down. Like, you just told him to stand up, and then you tell him to sit down when he's trying to explain his side of the story. Then you tell him to sit down for what? Like, it's wild how do these people operate as cops, man? Who's hiring people like this?
Swing your legs up. Swing your legs up. Sure, swing your legs up. Please, hold your restraints. Okay.
Michael Clark, now 76 years old, suffered severe injuries, including a stroke after being tasered and forcibly arrested in his Idaho Springs.
He had a stroke because of that. They didn't even know. They didn't verify nothing. They didn't investigate nothing. And he had a stroke because they decided to go in there and tase him for no reason. Or for during their investigation, and they didn't even get his side of the story or nothing. So they don't know if she's telling the truth or not. And he had a stroke because of that. So he could have passed away because of this situation.
Department in May,
which they don't even know if it's true or not.
Of 2021. The incident left him unable to live independently, drive, cook, or walk with his grandchildren. Now confined to a wheelchair, Clark depends on his family and doctors for survival. Over a year later, his family reached a $7 million settlement with the Idaho Springs Police Department. Officer Nicholas Henning, who led the attack, was charged with assault.
$7 million because of that. But so, okay, he gets $7 million, but he can never live by himself again. And that's it. He confined to a wheelchair, which is insane. Based off of them not knowing anything. Just think.
Springs Police Department. Officer Nicholas Henning, who led the attack, was charged with assault, fired, and later sentenced to probation, home monitoring, and community service. Assault. Now confined to and left him unable to live independently, drive, cook, or walk with his grandchildren. Now confined to a wheelchair, Clark depends on his family and doctors for survival. Over a year later, his family reached a $7 million settlement with the Idaho Springs Police Department. Officer Nicholas Henning, who led the attack, was charged with assault, fired, and later sentenced to probation, home monitoring, and community service. Officer Ellie Summers, also involved, resigned but wasn't charged. The incident stemmed from a false report by Brittany, a woman with a history of false statements.
A false report. So, matter of fact, I was right about that. How do they even know if she's telling the truth or not? Well, if they looked at her history, they would know that she made false reports all the time. And because of a false report, his life is completely different. He can't walk. He can't walk with his grandchildren anymore. He basically can't look after himself anymore. All based on a lie. And the cops went ahead and decided to be criminals and enforce something like this is absolutely insane.
Statements including attempted murder charges. A proper background check by the cops could have prevented this tragic outcome. Nate Carter was out in front of his house checking the mail when Officer Cody Thomas, who mistook Nate for a suspect from another incident, approached him and asked for his ID. Nate firmly told Officer Thomas he wasn't welcome on his property. The situation quickly escalated when Officer Thomas, apparently irritated by Nate's response, warned him to watch his words or he could end up in the back of a police car. Things got even worse when Officer Thomas pulled out a taser and threatened to shoot Nate's dog, who was barking in the yard. When Nate tried to head back inside his house, Officer Thomas shot him in the back with a taser, causing Nate to collapse on the ground.
Hey, Polo? Now, what's your name? You coming over mine? It's over there. Yeah. Going over there with that. got nothing to do with what they got going on.
What's going on?
I don't know. They called me. They called me. I'm calling you.
Who are we calling about?
Calling about me, buddy.
Calling about you?
Not calling about me. Your ears in your mouth.
Hey, how about you watch your mouth for your just on the back of my car?
You gonna put me top of the search for my house about private property not bothering you. You go here talking about who am I polo? I told you no.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, listen, you been going.
No, get your over here. You're not part of this. Come here. Come here right now. Come here.
You can't go for what?
I'll shoot your fucking.
Shoot my damn boy. You can't get in my yard.
Get over here now. Get over here right now. Taser deployed. Start me 20. Hey, show me your hands. Clear the air. Start me some cars. Go back in the house. Yeah, I don't need that. Suspect just went back in the house. Get your hands out here. Show me your hands. Get your hands out here. Show me your hands. Get your hands out here now. Get your hands over here now, or I'm gonna shoot your out.
Officer Thomas quickly called over a colleague, and the two of them drew their guns and stormed into the house where Nate had retreated after regaining consciousness. To make matters worse, Officer Thomas called in a few more units for backup, as if he was relishing the power trip that day, even though there wasn't even a real situation to justify it. The most frustrating part of all this, Officer Thomas didn't even stop to consider whether Nate was the suspect they were looking for. Instead, he let his bruised ego drive him through this entire mess, turning a simple misunderstanding into a dangerous situation.
Literally, these people are mentally challenged. I'm gonna just say that. These people are mentally challenged, and some of them are just evil people.
Get over here now! Get over here now! Work me with your hands up!
Why would you go over to them and they screaming at you like that? That makes no sense. Who do you know that goes up to somebody or goes over to someone yelling and screaming at them like that? Why would they go to you?
Suspect is back in the house. Hold on, I'm moving my car in front of the house. I'm moving my car in front of the house. Have a unit go to the back of the house. We got 2 units up front. Suspect is going back in and out of the house.
He's saying the suspect went back in the house. The guy is not suspected. He's not a suspect. He didn't do anything.
The taser has been deployed.
As soon as Nate stepped out of the house with his kids, trying to show them that everything was okay and that they didn't need to be scared, Officer Thomas and his colleagues seized the moment. They decided to handcuff him right there on the ground. First off, Nate already had trouble walking, and this only made things worse. Secondly, there was no need for the cops to arrest Nate in front of his children. The cops probably felt powerful at that moment, but it was infuriating because what they did was so unfair and completely avoidable.
He went back in.
And the thing is, if it was really that bad, all the people, I don't think this man should even came out of his house. But he wanted to show that he wasn't a bad person, so he decided to come out of his house, but he should just stay in the house and let them leave, or get a search warrant. Do never let them. They need to have a search warrant if they come into your house to get you for anything. Just trying to walk out and trying to present yourself because you think that that's going to show them that nothing bad is happening there. But I'm telling you, it never goes good. It never goes good like you think it will.
Hey, sweetie, come here. Come here. It's okay. Y'all come here. Hey, y'all come here. Everything's okay.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of times the cops are the real criminals. But the people who they suspect of committing a crime here might have actually committed a crime, but they're suspecting a random citizen who didn't do anything. And look how they treated him. Meanwhile, the real criminal who probably committed a crime that they're going crazy about now is long gone. Long gone.
You stay right there. Hey, you come over there. You go over there. Come here. Come here now. Come here now. Get away from the dog. Say bye. I'm not right there. I'm taking my mail off. I have to sleep on the ground. This is necessary. Hey, for real. For real. I'll take my mail. For real. Hey, for real. Oh, shit. Get close. I got him. Get close. I got him. For real. For real. For real. I don't even resist you now. For real. For real. I'm on. For real. So what are you doing in my head? For real. Don't touch me, dude. I'm not even doing nothing. For real. No, for real. Are you ready to hand it down? For real. For real. For real. If I'm not dead, I'm taking my mail. I'm taking my mail. For real. Are you serious? I took my mail. For real. Don't get my kids on here. Don't take my mail.
Officer Thomas made his final mistake when he tried to drag an innocent man into a police car, a man who had simply gone out to check his mail. Can you believe how absurd that sounds? This is not what public officials are supposed to do. These cops completely abuse their power in the worst possible way. It's clear they crossed a line, using their authority not to protect but to intimidate and control. That's just not right.
Why y'all doing that? Did I take my mail and got with somebody else? Man, for real? For real? In the car. Man, for real? Yes. Okay. I got the handcuffs too tight. Who cares? Get in the car. Who cares? Get in the car. Man, for real? For real? Get in the car. Nah, you can open it back up. Where'd the other guy go? He goes with his apartment right there. Can you call him? Tell him to come over here.
If you're wondering why the cops were even in the neighborhood, it all started with a 911 call about a man threatening someone with a gun. The caller described the suspect as a black man with short hair, a larger build, and wearing green and black pants. By the time the cops arrived, the suspect had already fled the scene. Instead, they found Nate Carter, who didn't match the description at all. He was wearing a purple t-shirt and black shorts, and he was just standing in front of his house.
Right. So you're right. Basically, the real criminals get away and look what happens to regular citizens. So the law-abiding citizens, look how they get treated, and the person who actually committed the crime is long gone. Insane.
Even the caller later confirmed Nate wasn't the person they had called the cops about. So what do you think Officer Thomas did when he realized he had the wrong guy?
Hi. You called, correct? Was this about him, correct?
No. It was another guy, but he ran through. He had the Glock. He was standing by that telephone pole, and he was talking about shooting them. Me and her was in there playing cards, and he was talking about, he was talking about shooting up in her.
Because when I walked up, you said, yes, that's him.
No, I said
yes, you did. Because I walked up and I said, so you hear about? And he said, yeah, that's why I'm here. And so when I started confronting him about going in the house, that's when all this erupted. So I asked you, and I said,
I misunderstood what you said.
Because when I walked up here, I said, is this him? He was like, no, you're talking about open your ears, blah, blah, blah. And I said, is this why I'm here? And you said, yes, that's why you're here.
Yeah, because when you started going toward him to the steps, I was hollering, that's not him. But he was on, but he just, he always does,
I know.
Talking and, just act a total fool.
Yeah. Yeah, just grab his info. Thank you.
Well, as you could see, Officer Thomas didn't do anything at all. Not only did he refuse to release Nate and admit his mistake, which would have been the right thing to do, but he also went on pretending like he hadn't arrested the wrong person. Instead, he chatted with his colleagues, acting like everything was fine. Meanwhile, the real suspect, the one with the gun, was long gone, and any chance of finding him had disappeared.
Literally showing nothing to him.
164. Yeah. Alright, what was the address, Robert? Yeah, just taking the clue. 2000. Yeah, I seen you pull yours out, but I see these ones work like a lot better.
Well, that's why I was like, switch, and I'll go to lethal and you go to less. That first not even
if you had one of the new ones, it probably would be this one. These things sound like guns.
Yeah, I know. I was impressed.
Oh, yeah, you're the one that never feel like.
Among the backup cops was their sergeant, waiting by Officer Thomas's police car to talk to him about what had happened. Officer Thomas owed everyone a good explanation for his actions that day, and the sergeant was there to make sure he gave one. But instead of owning up to his mistakes, Officer Thomas tried to wiggle his way out of the situation, saying whatever he could to avoid getting into trouble. Let's take a moment to hear exactly what he had to say.
So it's unbelievable. This guy knows that he arrested the wrong person, violently arrested him. He knows it's the wrong person. And the guy was telling him that's not him over and over again. But he was so crazy at that point where he didn't even hear him saying that.
Yeah, I'm good. I appreciate it. So what else needs to be done now besides just the initial report and taking him to Erlanger?
Yeah, you got to take him to Erlanger. Once he gets cleared there, then he's clear to go to jail. And then you just got to do the use of force for the taser and the takedown.
Because I pulled up here and he was standing out in the middle of the road, and I was like, well, I'm guessing this guy could be it.
What was the?
I'm guessing this guy could be it. That's his thought process. And the fact that he will articulate that on camera is crazy. But that's the thing. They forget that they're on camera.
You hear what the initial call was.
Somebody said they had a gun. They were threatening to shoot this guy. And so when I pulled up, he walked out of the house, and this guy was telling me to, like, I said, hey, are you Polo? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Leave me alone. Like, he's calling you shoot. He's like going like this, like shoot. And I was like, well, I'm trying to figure out why I'm here. And he's like, he called you, not me. Now go deal with him. And I was like, I said something to him. I asked him, like, what is your name? He made some comment. I said, what? And he said, how about you open up your ears and shut your mouth? And I was like, how about I said, excuse me? And then so I asked him for his ID, and he was like, man, what you talking about? Leave me alone. Well, in my mind, that's the guy who has the gun.
and he had his body turned like this the whole time, but wouldn't move at all. He wouldn't move. And I was like, I said something to him. I said, how would you come over here to give me your ID? He's like, no, I'm going back in my house. And I said, come here right now. And he said, for what? I said, give me your ID. I said, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But the whole time he's going like this, and then he got a step towards me and started walking back in the house. So I'm thinking he's going to go do something with the gun. So I tased him right in the back. And then that's when he rode it for a solid 3 seconds and then tripped up the stairs. And that's when he slammed the door. And that's when the barbs, I guess the second barb came out, but one stuck in him. And then he came back in the house. And so I pulled my car to where I can get behind it, because I didn't know if he was going to come back out and try to shoot. And then he came back out, but he was like still hiding behind the door.
Yeah.
So I was like, he has a gun in his hand and something bad's about to go down.
This cop is absolutely insane. I can't believe this right now. It's just, it gets crazier and crazier every time. Who's doing the hiring? Who's hiring people like this? They're hiring people who just, it seems like they can't think.
The other cops gathered around the car, and it was obvious that no one was taking the situation seriously. Even though Nate had been wrongfully arrested and tased just for checking his mail, none of the cops seemed to care. Some even joked about how Officer Thomas almost hit the dog. The sergeant then suggested taking Nate to a clinic to make sure he was okay, but Officer Thomas insisted that Nate was fine. He quickly shifted the focus back onto himself, complaining that Nate had been rude to him. It's hard to understand how someone could be so self-centered. The world doesn't revolve around him. Just because Nate wasn't being polite doesn't mean he deserved to be hurt. That should be obvious, right?
I pulled over. I thought,
How many dogs are up there?
Two.
There's two and one's inside.
One dog was like right at your head.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
it was like, hey,
That white one, he said, the dog will bite. I'm like, oh, shoot your dog.
You can't bet that's around the corner. Look at that. We're like, oh boy.
Yeah, Adam back up.
Oh, yeah, Adam was close.
Get hung up on the porch, it wouldn't reach him. Mom is for the kids. All right, so you hang out with the kids. Figure out where the 20 is. If you can get him to a hospital, I mean, he's
fine now, and Adam got the barbs out.
Yeah, I would say take him to the hospital.
The one wasn't even
get him checked out there.
his shirt.
If we had Adam count as a medical professional, Adam here, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
But the hospital needs to clear him before he can do anything. If you can get him there, right over there, and then talk to Van Ness about how to write it up. And we'll be good to go. Circulation.
It's good for my life.
Well, see, the way you described it is fine, but make sure exactly like you described it to me, it needs to be written down.
Yeah. He bladed himself in the doorway to keep one hand hidden.
Yep.
Was the disorder with a weapon and a gun?
Yeah, the guy said he has a Glock. And I pull up, he was an asshole to me. And the first thing I said is, that's why I'm here. No. I said, the first thing he said to me, I said, is this him? He was like, yeah, that's why we're here. Or that's why you're here. And that's when he was like, dude, open your ears, shut your mouth.
So right here, you got a collection of terrible people. It's just a collection of terrible people. And the fact that none of them will let this guy know that he did the wrong thing here is insane. And that's why they have the thin blue line. That's what's happening right here. It's crazy. They know that they were
over there. And then
everything was wrong about what they did here.
Yeah, I've already talked to him. She has her permission. Is there certain paperwork down Park Ridge, or they just have to get them cleared?
Just got medically clearance. They give the paperwork to the jail staff.
Yeah, they'll give you something.
Just as discharge paperwork.
Just discharge.
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered what it looks like when cops cover up each other's bad actions? Well, here's your chance to see it. One of the cops mentioned that the judge would want to report and asked Officer Thomas what they should say about why Nate was arrested. Officer Thomas casually replied, disorderly and resisting. The irony is that none of them even considered the most obvious option, just letting him go. Instead of correcting their mistake, they were focused on finding a way to justify it, which speaks volumes about how things can go wrong in situations like this.
Disorderly and resisting.
So instead of just letting this man go, who they know that he didn't do anything, and it was basically what arresting him was criminal. That was a criminal thing, them arresting him, and they still want unarrest him, or they still won't let him go after they know that they did the wrong thing. It's unbelievable.
And if Panez couldn't help me with make up anything else. But that's what I have right now, is disorderly resisting. I didn't figure out. Do you have any of this information? Could you pull that up?
I have it.
Harbin will?
Because he did the report. Yeah, he was acting fool. He was out here. He calmed down.
I remember him somewhere. I just can't remember where. He's going to mostly lead too.
Officer Thomas finally decided he was done chatting with his colleagues and remembered he needed to take Nate to the hospital and then to jail. Nate was more upset than ever, and who could blame him? Just imagine getting arrested for simply checking your mail. But Officer Thomas kept insisting it was all because Nate was disorderly and resisting, as if repeating the lie enough times would somehow make it true. When Nate tried to ask Officer Thomas one other question, the cop decided he didn't want to talk anymore. This only proved that Officer Thomas wasn't fit to be a public servant. To make matters worse, he turned up the music in the car so loud that he couldn't hear Nate, who was crying in the back seat, desperately trying to get some kind of explanation.
What? We're going to take you to Erlanger. Mama's coming to take him.
Why you taking Erlanger?
Because you got tased.
What, you taking to jail?
Yep.
What?
Disorderly and resisting.
I didn't resist arrest. Are you serious?
Hey.
I came out. Look, man, that's a crack house. I came outside to check my mail. I had nothing to do with what was going on over there. How the hell I go to jail for coming outside to check my mail? Are you serious?
I'm serious.
For real?
Has a heart attack.
For real? For checking my mail?
29, interrupt to Park Ridge and getting mileage 37.
They take him to jail for checking his mail. And they saying resisting and whatever BS charge that they can throw at you. Those charges are obviously going to be dropped. But it's the fact that you're still going to go through the system. And I hope that he goes ahead and files a lawsuit for this because it's insane.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that's accurate. Very accurate. And you can see he doesn't care because he's a psychopath.
I have nothing to do with that.
All right, can you just stop talking?
I ain't got to stop talking to you. You're arresting me for no damn reason. Right.
So, get the hands on it.
Right.
Excuse me?
Right.
Okay.
You're going to take me to jail for no reason.
Oh.
Because I'm checking my mail. Right. I don't sell drugs, I don't do nothing. I take care of my kids. Right.
Good for you.
Right. And you want to do all that? I came outside willingly after I got my kids together. And you still want to jump on that with my face and thread and stuff like I was trying to resist you? You're a coward, dog. You're a coward.
Thank you.
You're a coward. I hope you sleep good at night.
Oh, I do. I sleep really good. Oh, thank you.
You don't go to church or nothing.
Nate asked Officer Thomas if he could sleep peacefully at night, considering he had just arrested a man who was simply taking care of his kids at home. He wondered what else Officer Thomas might be doing on the job and how he was abusing the badge. But Officer Thomas didn't seem bothered at all. In fact, he appeared quite proud of himself. He taunted Nate, clearly enjoying the power trip of driving someone to jail. It's hard to understand what's wrong with cops like these, but one thing's for sure, people don't want to be served by law enforcement that behaves this way.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
You are. I know. Thank you.
That means so much.
It takes a person to say thank you to somebody that's telling the truth.
Thank you. It means a lot coming from you.
Respect for y'all. No. Hell no. Right. Respect for you, dog. You take me to Erwin for you don't care about my safety and well-being. Right. You don't care about nothing but your personal agenda. Trying to save your. You had no reason to even talk to me. You want to call to my address? Right. You didn't even check on who had the gun call when it was called, did you? Did you check on that, the reason why you came?
I did.
No, you did.
I did?
Right. No, you did.
Oh, okay.
My name Polo. Right. My name no damn Polo. Go arrest some of these gang members out here killing people. Right. Alone. 41 years old, come outside to check my mail, not go to jail. Put this on the conduct of resisting arrest. I resisted arrest when you had no right. You had no right to stop or detain me. What law was I breaking? What nothing. You did not give me any statute code in my Fourth Amendment right to tell me why you were stopping me. Then go on, bro. Take me to jail.
I will.
Make sure you come to court.
I will.
I know you won't. Make sure you come to court.
I will.
Testify. We're going all the way to trial.
No, we will.
Yeah, we're going to trial. Send it to trial. Up to the third floor. Right, no plea deal. Sure. Ain't no back to the ain't did nothing wrong walking outside to check my mail or where I pay property taxes, where I own. Right. Some acre somebody called about something. Right. You can't have nothing to do with my address. You come assaulting me. Right. You didn't say I resisted arrest. After I go inside, get my kids and bring them outside, I'm resisting arrest. That makes no absolute sense whatsoever. Come on, man.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Come on. No sense whatsoever. Makes no sense whatsoever.
After the incident with Nate Carter, Officer Cody Thomas didn't face immediate consequences. However, Nate filed a lawsuit against Thomas, the Chattanooga Police Department, and the city for wrongful arrest and excessive force. Officer Thomas was suspended for just 80 hours and is now back on the force. The lawsuit is asking for $3 million in damages, but when you consider all the charges against Officer Thomas, excessive use of force, filing a false police report, callous indifference, inappropriate conduct, and behavior unbecoming of a cop, a mere 2-week suspension seems like a pretty light punishment. It's hard to see how such a small consequence fits the seriousness of his actions. What do you think?
So is that paper to the jail?
Yeah, they'll need it. They want to take it out.
And the thing is, y'all know that whatever charges that they putting on him, they're gonna be dropped. But this guy still had to deal with being booked in, and he still went to jail, which is terrible within itself. Even though you know that the charge is gonna be dropped and all of that, but just all they want to do is ruin your life and make things terrible for you, even when you're not doing anything wrong.
Your report, the blue team, property.
What do you have to do with that one? Just pay the probe.
What?
Good.
Well, I turn that into property. What do I have to write on?
They'll tell you.
I'll tell you how to do all that.
It'll just be evidence, case number, get your suspect, whatever else. So, need help with anything? Just let me know.
I'll call you. Appreciate it. I told Freeman I was going to bring him a good one for the day's over. He's going to be pissed. Huh?
Send me your narrative if you want to.
Appreciate it. Punches. Yeah, what's up? That's a funny name.
2-9. I'll be en route to county. 1 male, beginning mileage 38.
Luke here.
All right, y'all. So as you, this has been a lot of crazy videos, and you just see like the mindset that some of these cops have is just terrible. And I just keep wondering who's hiring these people. Who's the person that's saying, yeah, this is the person we need to go with? Who is it? And the fact that nothing's happening to these people, or they're getting light charges when they normally did something so serious to somebody. They tased somebody. They tased this old man who now he can't walk, and he can't spend time with his grandchildren the same way anymore. On the first one, they arrested this woman and this man for a domestic dispute, but that wasn't the issue. That wasn't even the issue of why they were being arrested. They're being arrested because people are standing up for their rights, and they're not just going for anything. So if the cop is telling them, "Oh, you need to do this," and the person says no, then it's like it's all bad from there. Yeah. I don't know who's doing hiring of these people, and what is the criteria you need to be in a position like this, to where you have a gun and basically a license to kill, and it's like all they're looking for is psychopaths to be in this job, because that's all that seems to gravitate to it. It's just a whole bunch of psychopaths. Because any normal people wouldn't go about situations like this. And it's just a terrible situation. You know, I don't know. I got this is my, hold on, let me see if y'all can see this. Got my AWB shirt. So I print up shirts now. So if you want to reach out to me to get a shirt or get something designed, or to get any design put on the shirt, I can do it for you. And soon I'm gonna live stream straight from my office where I'm pressing up shirts, so y'all can see it firsthand. But yeah, it's crazy out here, man. It's like, out of all these videos today, the only criminal that was on these videos were the cops. They were the only criminals there. They're the only people who were committing crimes on these videos. And which is crazy to even think about. They're the only criminals on the videos. And the video is supposed to be about law enforcement enforcing the law. And turns out they're the criminals, which is just terrible. But yeah, I appreciate all y'all for being here. Let me know if y'all want to share y'all thoughts. Go ahead and drop a comment on this video. With that being said, AWB, I'm out. I'll catch y'all on the next one.